Welcome everyone to some more Maplestory. Today I'll be playing more of the new character class in the game, Lara, and we're gonna go from there and see if there's any story quests unlocked along the way. So yeah, I also went into my cash shop inventory to get some things I have left sitting there, so I have like some new things equipped on her right now. So that is what happened last time. I mean, between streams, not last time, but yeah. Anyways, I am going to do one of these theme dungeons. Maybe this one, because it's... What? Okay, I don't know what happened there. And also the sound effects are off, so we don't have to hear the enemy sound effect too much. Okay. Okay, let's go. And of course, as per usual, I'm skipping through the dialogue here because I've done this dungeon a million times. I am not kidding. I literally have made so many characters that I've done this so many times. So I think for a while, until there's like story, I could just discuss some random things, random topics. Oh, I forgot about something. Can I leave real quick? I messed up. I forgot to do something. Let me go back to town real quick. Because I forgot to get, like, the pet food thing, so our little follower doesn't... Yeah. I knew I was forgetting something from last time. Okay, let's go. I just found the skill. Maybe put that on a different key? Oh gosh, my microphone is literally in the way. Let me go see if I can move the window. There we go. That should probably be better. Of course, for Genshin, it's unavoidable that I have a microphone in my face, so... Let's go get something before I forget. That's not what I meant. Oh, it's right here. Okay, rule number 1. Don't forget to do this before anything. Oh yeah, I went into my storage and got a bunch of these. So, there we go. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, now that we're here, I just continue the quest. Also don't have the mouse off the screen. Also, kind of related, I am hoping that I get my my main to level 245 before the year ends. I might be able to, but it's still really tricky. Also, speaking of my main, as you all know, it's the character I drew for on the right side of the screen. Say. Oh yeah, I just maxed out my 4th arcane symbol after so long, and now I don't have to do the dailies in that place anymore. But yeah, so I finally maxed out the Arcana symbol on my main, and I just have 2 more left to go. Of course, I didn't do dailies so often, so of course I'm very behind. Like, it's gonna take even longer, actually. But it can't be helped. Primarily because there are so many characters. Not so many characters, but I'm busy. I'm trying to talk about arcane symbols, and I was thinking, like, why am I not leveling every character to 200? I do want to level every character to level 200, though. Let's go put this here, maybe. Trying to figure out how this works. Oh, look at this. Ooh, wand. Okay, hopefully we get, like, to level 100 today, because that would be very, very good. Anyways, as I said last time, it's been a long time since I last streamed Maplestory. Because a lot of things went on, and I just didn't feel like recording on my streams. So I did art streams, because I don't record those. And, obviously personal life things go on. So. And also Let's Plays. Yeah, that's also another thing. Like, after finishing a Let's Play, I needed, like, a break. So, like, I did art streams to slow down things. Where's the last thing? I need one more of these things. Okay, let's go here. Come on. Drop the last item. What is with these quests not wanting to drop the thing for me? It's also nice to not have the sound effects on because I like to just relax and just hear the music in the back. The BGM in the background. The music. I just said the same thing, just... Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. Same thing. Okay, got this done. I forgot I leveled up a bit. Let's go get one more level first. Okay, as per usual, we just skip through. Let's go. Okay, I'm trying to think of what to talk about, but I'm also trying my best not to talk about Genshin. Because I'd rather stick all the Genshin talk in the videos that I'll be uploading, since, like, the event story is, very interesting. Has a lot of lore. Which, again, reminds us, why on earth is this a time-limited event? And then I remember I played this game, Maplestory, and I'm like, I get used to it. So, like, some people, they just don't get used to it, but as someone who played Maplestory for 12 years, I had to be very used to it. There we go. Whoops. Also, if it isn't more or less obvious, I tend to not like really like pay attention to how builds work in games. Well, I mean, like in a game like Maplestory, it's pretty easy. It's just like get the most in your main stat and go from there. Like get your main stat, which for example for Lara, it's int. Yeah, the int stat. And like a lot of attack power, but if it's like a mage, obviously magic attack. But like for other games like Genshin, it's like building characters is like more important if you want to get those big damage numbers. And of course I'm not one for big damage. I mean, it's nice to see, but I don't really go too far with it. Especially since RNG is very tricky. But anyways, like, yeah, because RNG is rather tricky to deal with. And speaking of which, okay, I basically got rid of the artifact, but I basically got what looked like a really good artifact a few days ago in Genshin. And here's the thing, I rolled it up to plus 19, and it went into, okay, obviously everyone knows how this feels. But like, it completely went into a stat that I didn't need for the set. I mean, it's kind of good, but I'm not using the character for reactions. So it was very useless. So yeah, that's the struggle with, artifact, grinding. At least I got, like, to balance it out, one of the artifacts I did get earlier was actually pretty good. Of course, the main stat is like, okay, why did you upgrade this? But for the character I'm trying to upgrade with, I don't need, like, the, like, it doesn't make sense to explain, but it did make sense somehow. Kind of building them as a healer, but also, like, to give them damage. Anyways. Let's keep... Oh, right. I forgot. This is the one where I had to check the thing. Okay. Oh, that was quick. Usually takes a while. For some reason. And I can't wait to get my new fan in. Because I hate sitting in this, like, really unsettling silence in my room. Oh, and also yesterday, right after I ended the stream, I was just, like, getting some things done on Lara here, just to prepare for today. And I saw someone who already had a level 200 Lara. And I'm like, how are you so quick? Well, I mean, thinking about it, I have seen someone actually get to level 200 in an hour. So it's not like that outside of the realm of possibility. But still, it was pretty insane because I was like, oh my goodness. And again, I'm more like, I'm not too like at this point, like people reaching level 200 so quickly, it's like, okay, that's cool. I'm just more like, how on earth did you do this when it comes to like level 250? Because I have seen some people actually get to level 250 in a month, and I'm like, how on earth did you do that? Especially like with Arcane River, because, you know, like most of the training spots is in Arcane River. And you can't really do anything about that, like, unless you have the arcane symbols. So I'm like, how on earth? In short, I was very confused. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Thankfully, some of the quests here help us get to level 60 quickly. For some reason, getting from 60 to 100 is always so slow for me. I don't know why, but it is. Oh yeah, and also last time with the story, obviously I didn't really point it out like too much, because obviously I just like react in silence most of the time. But I think from what I can tell, they really like, basically it's obvious that there was death happening, like people dying from like the scheme that was happening. Of course, they don't outright say it in this game, even though I think they outright said it with Lotus. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time, so I don't remember too much detail about it. Okay, let's get these up. Okay, skip through this. I don't know if you guys could see it on this screen, because I don't know if the text is too small. But if anyone like sees like the stats screen and like why there's a lot of strength and dexterity, obviously that is for my Angelic Buster. Well, the strength stat, not really. But like, yeah, you can tell there's a lot in these. And not much in Int, because I don't really use the mage characters too much. Okay, let's go get this. Oh wait, can we put the wand on? Okay, it's more worth it. Someone has freed the Genesis weapon and unlocked the Black Mage's power. Did someone defeat the Black Mage recently in this game? Another. I'm guessing someone actually like did a party and defeated the Black Mage again. Because if some of you don't know, obviously after the Tenebra storyline, the Black Mage is a permanent boss in the game. Of course, you have to be an extremely high level to even get to it. The boss area, I mean. seems like some people, like, just got a Genesis weapon from it, based on the chat here, as you can see. My god, I still kind of regret not doing Tenebris when it was an event, though. Which I'm really sad about because... Because I could have done it. That's the thing. But of course I didn't, so now I had to actually be level 255 in order to have experienced all 3 parts. So... At the moment, I'm only level 244, so I'm like a level away from doing part 1. So... it's gonna suck though, because there's so much to do. Yeah, I feel like at this point with Maplestory, it doesn't matter if people get spoiled. Because like, it's impossible to get to the higher level zones and experience the story unless, like, you dedicate so much time into this game. I mean, like, sure, I do have a level 244 character, but that's like from the, like, I created the character in 2013, and it took 3 years for me to level that character to 200. Of course, it was before, like, things got a bit easier, by the way. And I did use a lot of, like, level up potions just to get my character, like some of the levels I got are from, like, EXP potions. And what else? Yeah, a lot of the levels I got are from EXP potions, the level up potions. Like, at least, like, 10 levels so far. I don't know how many, but I did, like, at least grind for some levels normally. And also from EXP potions alone, I got my arc to level 220. But I haven't done the necessary requirements to go to Lachelaine. So, like, my arc character is still stuck in, Vanishing River, so. Especially since arcane symbols, they take so long to upgrade that I'm like, I only want to do it on one character, so. Oh, I didn't even do this. Okay, I'm bad at this. Okay. Also, speaking of which, I should probably... Okay, as I pointed out last time, there's this one area around this, technically, called the Hotel Arcus, I think? Which is really annoying to even look at, because the requirement, I think, is 270 based on the enemies. Like 271. So I hope that... Oops, I did not mean to do that. I hope someone out there actually made a YouTube recording of the story, because there's no way I could get there. I hope there's someone, because, jeez. Yeah, there probably is someone. I could Google it right now and find out. Okay, let's at least finish this. And I'll take a short break. Because I need to clear my throat. Okay, I'm trying to finish this up, but it's taking a while. There we go, finally. Which one do I talk to? Here we go. Oh, there's still one? God, I hate that so much. Okay, let's go put a single point in each. Okay, let's quickly do this. It's interesting how they have this kind of music for an area that you're only going to be in for like 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, skip. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna do something real quick. And after I'm done, I will, obviously return. Okay, I returned. Now let us, continue with other stuff. Oh, let's get rid of all these. Okay, get rid of this. Okay, I think that's good. Let's get to this one. Actually, since, like, it's fitting since it is, like, almost winter in the northern hemisphere. I still do wish is that they revamp storylines like earlier ones, because there's a lot of inconsistency, like in some places. Okay, I'm fixing my mic. let's just do this quickly. Oh my gosh. There we go. Looking easy. Also, what else to talk about? That isn't, like, possibly Genshin related because I don't want to spoil the event going on as of the time of the stream, so... I wonder how long the final part will be. It'll probably be short, so I'll probably cover it in a video. Because I would like to have, like, some time in the video to talk about it. Like, a lot of the lore stuff and connecting pieces. Of course, I'm not, like, much of a theorist or someone who puts that information together like some people do. But I like to talk about, like, how interesting it is, so I'll still do it anyway. And I will credit, like, the Twitter, well, I will, like, kind of, like, share the link on the screen when I do so. Although it'll be kind of difficult to say, like, oh, it'll work, like, sharing the link. But what if that person deletes their account later on and, like, or the tweet thread, and I won't be able to see it anymore, like, in the future. So, I mean, I'll think about it. It's tomorrow after all, so it'll be tomorrow, so. Also, my throat is still kind of bad. I should consider vocal rest more often. Especially since I want to be a voice actor. I don't want to damage my throat before I make it. That wouldn't be good. That would be really, really bad. And really sad. Adventure support. I guess it's until like February. Wow, I just realized this update's going to be kind of lengthy. Because a lot of the things won't end until February. I wouldn't say a lot, but a good number of it won't be until February. Quickly now. My hands feel weird. I mean, it's not that cold since the fan's off, but still. do all this? I'm just obviously speedrunning through this content. I've done it so many times. I don't need to read it, like, for the 20th or something time again. Oops. What do you think about it? Maplestory obviously does have the whole like gacha thing in it as well, but of course it's not a gacha game because it's not like actually like required. Since like I never once like bother. Like basically the thing is you just get like some items that are like kind of hard to get, I suppose. Like from it. But other than that, it's not really like a main like mechanic in the game. Although if you want like the outfits and stuff, of course like do it because like that's like part of the surprise style boxes. It's randomized. Oh, I'm done. I want to loot the money. Okay, let's keep going. Now. Just remember something. Okay, it doesn't make sense for me to mention this on Maplestory stream, Maplestory video as well. But like in okay, obviously as you all know, I play Genshin Impact. Of course, I don't really involve myself in the community because there are people who are, you know, as per usual, annoying. I do like fan art, that's like the least I get involved with, alongside some theories, since, like of course the recent event, I had to like read some theories, because it's the only way for me to completely understand some details I did miss by accident. Or like so much was going on that I didn't pay attention too much. Not in a bad way. Okay, basically one thing to point out is that Genshin has a lot of female playable characters. Not counting Traveler, there's a lot of them. And when I was just like on the wiki page, because I wanted to like, I was trying to like look into like some things. I went to the character tab for fun, the character page, to read replies. And you guys would not believe one of the replies I read were... Okay, I need to quote part of the sentence that this person said, because it's the only way for you guys to believe it. Actually, a screenshot is, but I'm lazy. Okay, it's kind of hard to multitask. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna find this first. Ah, here it is. So basically, I saw someone comment on the wiki, and I don't remember their username, so I can't call whoever it is out. But to quote part of what they said, I want more girl characters. Inazuma barely has enough for me right now. And here's the thing. When 2.0 dropped, and since then, like when Inazuma was first released, as well as the next update after, we've had 6 Inazuma girls as playable characters released in those 2 patches. And this person said, there's not enough. And I'm like, are you serious? You have to be... Like, I swear, I wish they were sarcastic or something. They were not sarcastic, they were being serious. And I just, like, got so mad. Obviously, a lot of the people in the replies was so annoyed by that person because it was like, are you serious? And they tried to defend themselves, like, no one cares about these characters. Like, are you sure about that? I mean, it's like, don't forget that the ratio between the guys and the girls in Genshin is literally like 1:3. Like, the ratio between the guys and girls is literally 1:3 because, okay, I haven't counted it in a while, but I think there's about like 15 guys. Oh, I forgot to get the quest. Anyways, like, there's like about like 15 playable male characters and about 30 playable female characters. I think it's 20 right now, but the 2 that were revealed are definitely like gonna make the total around 30. So of course, reading that comment made me really annoyed. Seriously, whenever I see comments like that, I feel like people have to be very oblivious to not know, and I am not gonna sugarcoat that. Like, seriously, like, how would you say that when there are clearly a lot more girls than guys in the game? Like, you could tell it really annoyed me. I hate comments like that. It makes me think people really can't count or something. I'm convinced that that's the case, honestly, at this point, because I'm, like, so tired of dealing with people like that. People who are like that. Oh well, this makes dealing with this so much easier. Okay, we are done. Oh, we're almost at like level 50. let's keep going. Spawn more of these guys. Oh yeah, now that I remember, I don't think I mentioned this much on recorded videos, but okay, something I don't really talk about too much, but like I have mentioned a few times on my art streams, is that I do watch Minecraft SMPs, specifically Hermitcraft and Empires. And I like to include like the Third Life, Last Life, but that's like not ongoing right now, so I guess not really, but I did watch those, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, there's also one SMP I don't watch, and like, obvious personal reasons I don't want to watch it, so. Anyways, like, specifically one of them, which is Empires, it is a fantastic SMP. And I don't know where to begin with it, because there's a lot going on in it. But I will say it is a really amazing SMP out there. I didn't put my stats in. Oh, that's embarrassing. And just do this. I love this skill so much. Is it a little too powerful? I don't know. I can't tell. Anyways, so yeah, I do watch a Minecraft SMP called Empires. Currently only like one of two I'm watching at the moment, like SMP stuff. And it is a really fun one, because like it's very roleplay heavy, and I really like that because I love like good stories. And oh no, it's someone that needs to be kicked. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I watch Empire SMP. And it's a really good SMP. It's very lore, like roleplay lore heavy, and I really enjoy it. And also, they're still gonna continue it, like despite Minecraft 1.18 update dropping. So do not worry, there will definitely be more things going on with it. I'm not sure how many storylines like there will be doing in total for this, like the current like season. I don't know. Some people are like, "Will there be a season 2?" And it's like they're kind of like only when season 1 is finished, and it's like we're all like thinking, "All right, they're gonna make more." Anyways, here we go. Mod icons. Anyways. Oh, I'm already done with this. I'm just so distracted by talking about this that I'm like, I didn't pay attention. Okay, what else to talk about Empire System? My god, I don't know where to begin. Like, I want to talk more about it, but there's so much, like, to it that I don't know where to begin. Like, with the explanation. But, like, I guess all I can say is that if you enjoy Minecraft, if you enjoy, like, lore-heavy, like, roleplay stuff, definitely Empire's is one to check out. Oh yeah, I think one thing I can say is that I am sort of making fan art related to it. Like, today was supposed to even be like a fan art stream. Art stream, where I draw the fan art. Okay, technically I already drew, like, part of it. It's just the background left, and I want to do that on stream because it's a lot. And... yeah, so, like, I'm kind of making fan art. I will have to point out that I made it before, like, the latest... Okay, I don't know if the content creator in question is going to have, like, another upload soon. But, if it helps, it's, like... It's episode 29 of their, playthrough of Empires. Like, up to that point. Because, like, the following episode was when things kind of, like, in a sense, in the lore, get better for their character, so... Well, not, like, too much, but it starts to look like... It starts to be a little better, considering the lore that... The story going on with them in this particular part. Don't read that. Why is the enemy doing the... whatever. What is with quest items just, like, sitting in my inventory like this? I just realized I have no health potions on my bar. I'll use this. Come on. These are cutscenes we can skip. Yay! Let's get this medal. I've got to get rid of these. Okay, let's go here, I guess. I can't get out of here. Okay, here we go. One way to get out of there. Okay, let's do this. What the heck is that? Okay. Let's do this. You know, something I remember from old Maplestory is that when these particular enemies had like a lot of HP, which is insane because it's like, why did they do that? Because it was like level 21, but you would do like barely any damage for some reason. And also for the longest time, I never got to level like 100 like in this game. Like that, like prior to like the big update to the game, like prior to the game's big update, how do I put this? Trying to figure out how to say this. Like prior to the big update of the game, I think my highest level character was like 61 or 64. But even after the big update, my highest level was like 97. And only because I struggled a lot in the game still. I don't know when I reached level 100 the first time, but it was definitely at some point. I don't know when. It was definitely at some point. These quest items real quick. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's do this quickly. Let's just do quest here, because I don't feel like doing another theme dungeon. Okay. Okay, here we go. New quest. Wait, we should probably collect a few of these. God, so many random like platforms that I can barely move around. Not a big deal, but still. Actually, let's get the rune real quick so we can get some additional EXP. monster. There you go. Okay, now let's just hunt a lot of these things. Okay, I have no idea what to talk about. Oh yeah, one thing to mention is that hopefully soon I could finally start watching some more anime. Which should be soon, since my semester of classes is almost done and I could finally like binge some anime that I delayed on. I'd also finally watch some things on Netflix again because there is at least like one movie, anime related movie that I haven't watched yet. And it was like released on Netflix like... Okay, to clarify, it was obviously originally in theaters, and it's a series that Netflix like has like posted, and it has like the other dubs on it, obviously. But anyways, like if I'm right, I remember reading somewhere that it's the final part in the story, I think, of like the series. Like they adapted. Okay, from what I read, it's a light novel series, but I don't know if it's an adaptation exactly, because I actually don't know too much about that. But the point being is that I want to watch it since I have seen the anime, the episodic anime, the OVA, and the first movie, which is set after the anime. And if based on what you know, I think this second movie is set after that movie, like timeline-wise. And I can't wait because I would love to watch it so much. I cannot wait. I've been meaning to watch it since like I saw the announcement that it was like on Netflix. So I'm like, I want to see it. And obviously that's not the only thing I'm gonna watch. There's still a season 2 of this other anime I have to see, and I haven't seen it yet, so I can't wait to see it. It actually came out in July, but because I wanted to wait until like a certain point before I even get Netflix again, like it's now at a point where I can actually watch it as well. So I'm excited. Also, randomly, I'm remembering something from a few years ago, and I'm like so annoyed that it even happened, as it is just like really annoying. Anyways, at least that's all in the past now, so it's fine. You know, randomly, just to like kind of like not give too much context. It's basically something like at school that was like really, really dumb, and it's like, why were people like this back then? Like, I get it, we were like middle school back then, like for me back then, but still, it was like, I was like that one person who didn't care for like a lot of things. But of course, there are just people who are like, come on, it won't be so bad. Like, it's kind of like, you know, you want to be part of the crowd, but then when you get older, you just like realize that it's like, it's so pointless. Like, there's no reason to do this. Just be yourself. And of course, it's kind of impossible to kind of think that when you're like younger, because like you don't have too much of like complex thinking. So just like in short, I am so glad that I'm just gonna use this. I'm just so glad that's all in the past. I don't care about it, and I'd rather not deal with it ever again. Like, remember it. Wait, I did do some things. Oh, they redid this. Yeah, let's do that. My God, I really want to see this one movie so much. I've been waiting for it, like, ever since, like, I saw the announcement. Like, I was so excited. Like, I was like, yeah, I can watch it. But I had to wait until my classes are done because I don't want to waste, like, a month of Netflix that easily. I'm very, careful with my spending because I don't want to spend too much in one go. That's why, like, it took a... Like, I just, like, want to wait till, like, certain games go on sale before I buy them now. Because I'm like, yeah. Of course, there are exceptions, but it's, like, only one game at a time. Like, if there's 2 games I really want, like, released, like, so close, I can only pick one. And also, speaking of which, that did happen. However, I finally, like, since it was on sale, like, even a little bit, it's like, I'd take it. Like, if it's, like, a little bit on sale. And, yeah, so, like, Psychonauts 2 was on sale, and I actually got it. I finally bought the game, which I really want to play. However, here's the issue. I won't be able to play it until the end of December, because there's a lot of other things going on before then, so... yeah. Get rid of that. Oh, new monster added to the thing. Did I never get a stump? Where's my thing? Oh, here we go. Claim reward. Okay, just some basic things. There you go. Oh yeah, I just remembered that's something I should do, like whenever I switch characters, like, and play them a lot, is get this, like, chance increase. Pathfinder? Oh, it's on a different character. Okay. I was like, what's this other character name? There you go. I only use it just for the, yeah. here you go. Okay, I'm trying to remember some things. My mind is drawing a blank right now. I guess it's just, I keep thinking about the movie I want to watch, and I'm like, I really want to see it, but I have to wait just a bit longer before I watch it. I really want to see it. I've been, like, okay. A bit of the story is that I may have seen some bits of spoilers, but obviously I did not read anything. It was just like a screenshot. And of course I don't really remember it anymore, but I know it happened. And basically the screenshot, how do I put this? Okay, basically it was a screenshot from, like, related to the series. And I don't remember too much about it, but I know enough that it was one I didn't recognize. And I know that because I did watch the anime, the OVA, and the movie. And basically I think the character in it is someone that is not so present in the series. I mean, they are present, but like, basically it's a character who mainly appears in flashbacks. I don't want to say, like, what the anime is, just in case. Like, it's a character who primarily shows up in flashbacks because of specific reasons. And like, of course, but when the story starts, it's obviously when they're no longer, like, present. However, there's a screenshot, and I don't know anything about it yet. But from, like, looking at it, it is definitely from, like, it has to be from the movie. And because I did not recognize a single thing in it, because I've seen, like, the other stuff, so it had to be, like, completely brand new. Oh, here we go. Anyways, the point being, like, I didn't recognize screenshots, so it definitely had to come from the movie that I haven't seen. There's two movies. I watched the first one, and the first one came out on Netflix in April, and I know that because it was a day after I read a Seraph at the End chapter, and that Seraph chapter was really sad. So that's how I remember it so well, because it was a day after I read a really sad chapter from my favorite series. But yeah, and ever since I saw that, I was like, okay, let's pretend we didn't see it, because I don't want to get spoiled. Okay, technically a spoiler, but I actually don't remember too much of what it looked like. I could be mistaken, because it was like a tiny icon on Instagram when I saw it. Because I knew the right decision was to not obviously click on it, because unless I want to be spoiled. But yeah, I am still, like, spoiler-free in that sense. I know nothing about it. I just know that if I'm, like, from one description I read a while back, it's, like, the last in the storyline, so... Oh my god, I really want to see it. Like, what does it mean? What does it all mean? Oh boy, we're gonna get some levels. And I really want to see it. I only gotta wait 2 more weeks. Just 2 more weeks of waiting. Because I still have, like, some exams to finish. Like, when I get the exams. I really want to see that movie so much. I want to know what happens in it. I don't know how long it is. I should probably check because, like to know if it's like going to be like 2 hours or what. Okay, since I'll be level 60 pretty soon, I'm gonna ignore, like, the enemies. Okay, trying to think of what else to say. That isn't related to the movie, so I don't, like, kind of make myself impatient talking about it. Oh yeah, I guess there is one thing, like, speaking of movies, there's definitely, like, 2 movies I gotta watch again. God, I keep thinking about one of them, and I'm like, I really should watch that again just because it's really nice. And I will give a name for it because, like, the other movie I talked about is kind of like related to, is like, I don't want to like imply too much because of spoilers. But like for this other movie, it's called The Stranger by the Shore. More specifically, the official English translation of the title. And when I actually did look it up online, the original name is actually, I think, in French? I don't know what language it is, but it's like a different language, not Japanese. But it is like a manga But it does have a movie adaptation, and I did watch it, and I plan to watch it again because it's really pleasant of a movie, and it really touched me emotionally, because I could relate to it, the themes in the story. And I will say it did kind of get like interesting in the sense that these two characters did do this thing. But it's done in the emotional way, so it's T-rated. And do not worry, it's done emotionally. It's about the emotional connection. It's nothing about like anything weird or anything. It's not done weird. It's like, and I didn't wear that, but it just took me off guard a bit because of like a couple of reasons. One of them being like, I'm not used to watching these kind of scenes, even if it's done in the emotional way. But I will get used to it. I'm an adult, so you know. That's why I kind of want to watch it again. Not really. The actual reason is because it's just a really sweet story overall, so. And it's like a really sweet story, and I would love to enjoy it again. One day I will. And also, there's this other movie that I do plan to watch again, hopefully soon. The issue is that, okay, basically the movie is called Premiere, and of course I really enjoyed it. And the thing is, there is like, I have the physical copy of the movie, and it came with like 2 additional things, I think, like short films, kind of like, I think one's like a prequel. I don't know about both of them because I'm like, didn't read it. Didn't read what it was exactly. But I'm on that bit of a dilemma where I'm like not sure if I should watch the extra things part of it first or watch the movie first. I'm pretty sure the back of the movie box said it was a short film. I think it did. I'm pretty sure it did. I haven't read the box in like months. I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure it did. I don't remember, but yeah. Like, I'm still in a bit of a dilemma, like whether I should watch those short films that came with the physical copy first before the movie, or should I just like the first time just watch the movie and then yeah. I don't know. I'm still debating on that because I need to figure out if they really are like, the thing is, I already watched the movie once, so it's okay. I would just wish I get an answer to my question. Like, what's the best, like, way here as someone who already watched the movie once? I really wanna watch this like movie so much. The one I haven't seen yet, I mean. Because I just realized I talked about 3 different movies. Okay, now we go back. We're almost at the next level 2. Which means we'll unmute sound effects and see what it's all about. What? go sell these quickly. Let's put these things here. Okay. Please level up. Yay, drop management. Let's see what this is about. Oh god, it's loud. On my end. Level 60. Let's go do this quickly. There you go. Okay. Let's go read this. Huh? Sunlight Kid, are you trying to give me something? Oh, it's a letter! Ooh, my very first letter!
Uh-huh.
Hey, no, let it go! I don't want to get it scorched before I can read it. There we go. Hey. Full disclosure, this is my first time writing a letter, so I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Oh, it's from Gree! Of course it is. Who else starts a letter with hey? You'd better not be laughing at me while you're reading this. Well, he got me. How did he know? As for me, I'm doing okay, I guess. I've been traveling here and there, and I've been trying to find out more about Mysticants along the way. I guess I'm writing you because I had a question about something. Why do you suppose the bell rang when it did? It hadn't made a noise in, what, generations? So what was it about that one moment that made it ring? To tell you the truth, when you said you were willing to give up your memories for me, I stopped worrying about myself and started worrying about you. Which got me thinking, that bell. How do I put this? What if it rang because of how I felt? Because I felt like you were more important than me. Maybe it works like the land spirits do, like you said. Maybe it's attracted to the pure of heart. I don't know. It's just a thought I had. I don't even really know what pure of heart even means. Ah, jeez. This writing thing is so awkward. How am I supposed to end this? Well, take care, I guess. I felt the same way, Gree. I wasn't scared of anything, as long as it meant protecting you. Wow, I didn't know letters could warm your heart this much. Of course, you all helped us too, kids. Well, back to the adventure. I feel like I've gotten a lot closer to the land spirits. Aw. That was cute. Okay, let's see our third job skills. that lagged. Oh boy. Oh. What? Oh my god, this is gonna be a lot to take in. Interesting. I had to figure this out. Is there anything that's not Steam Dungeon related I could do? Guess not. Well, I guess we had no choice but to do the Steam Dungeon. I wish there's an easier way to go through this. Okay, let's do this quickly. I was about to say, where's the music? I wish there's a way to skip the, like, stuff if you already, like, gone through it, like, once. Because it makes me not want to do this on stream. So... okay, we'll skip. 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 Okay, maybe we'll do the other stuff instead. Okay, let's just skip this area. I cannot. Let's just go here. It's more fun. Go from area 1 of this whole thing. Okay, please jump. There we go. Let's just do this. It's easier to deal with. Wait, is there no thing here? There you go. Just do this. Oh, we're done here now. one thing I remember from old Maplestory a bit is that, like, the area with these kind of enemies, like, there was a quest that you had to defeat like 300 of both of each. And it was the most ridiculous quest I did back then. Because I was like, are you serious? I have to be here for who knows how long. Yeah, it was fun. For a time. And then it got really, like, annoying to deal with. Because, obviously, 300 enemies back then was a lot. But now it's like a piece of... It's so easy. So... I keep seeing how much HP my character has, and I keep thinking of Genshin, how 5,000 is very low HP amount. Which is definitely saying something. Wait, where's that room? Oh, here it is. Let's get it. We need the EXP. I should probably... I'm gonna put these down so I can figure them out. That there? Oh, it's a buff. Okay, it's like, let's put this on a buff key. Oh, so just like a travel point thing. Okay, it's a travel thing. Okay, I'm just experimenting stuff because this is all different. Yeah, if it's not obvious enough already, whenever a new character comes out, like whenever KMS has the new classes, I don't read anything. I just like look at it, it's like, ooh, pretty skill, and then just move on. I don't know anything about like stats because I'm like, as long as it works, it's fine. New thing added to collection. Yes. We'll deal with other things related to it later. Wait, what is Lara's skill? Okay, damage increase. Okay, I was like wondering. We should keep fighting these things. Stuff. Oh, my headset is now annoying me. Okay, just spam this. Yay! Level 62. There you go. This is actually pretty fun to control. But of course, nothing will change me playing it as Angelic Buster. So, well, yeah, considering she's level 244 now, and I'm like, yeah. There you go. Wait, did I do the other one? Yeah, I did. Oh my god, please get the thing. Spam it. Okay. God, this is always so ridiculous when like descriptions look that big. Of course, it's showing like the next level stats, but it's also like a bit much considering it takes up a lot of the space. almost done. There we go. Yay! Level up again. Ooh, that's nice. Can't go there yet. How do I get out of here? Let's go sell everything. Wait, not that. There we go. Let's see. Guess we get to deal with fighting some enemies here. Just spam. I guess the simple way of dealing with this. I just remembered, so like in Camus, they're like in the process of their next update, I think. And apparently I think it's like like a bit of revamp, like to some explorer classes, I think. I don't know, I wasn't paying too much attention. But basically things are changing for them. And of course, we will be getting it as well, but in like 6 months, so. Here I'm just grinding until like a higher level. Maybe get to level 65 and then I'll end it off for today. And then hopefully by the next time I stream, I'll be level 100 and we'll just like relax and talk about random stuff then. And also I need a vocal rest for tomorrow when I record Act 3 and talk about like a lot of stuff in Genshin. There we go. Keep on doing this. I kind of just pressing the key I have this on, and it's just doing all the work for me. It's so nice. I didn't bother checking what this is. Ooh. I just realized, like, in a bit, I will have to start avoiding my, like, Twitter and stuff for a while, just because, considering the final act of the story is, the next day, I don't want to get spoilers, so, and I'm so thankful that I didn't, like, look into it when I did, because, like, check out the things. Oh wow, I just gained a few levels from this. Cool. Let's see if I could go on a tiny bit longer though. It's like only 2 hours. I will have to stop so I can vocal rest. So. Let's get this quest real quick though. Keep on pressing the buttons. I got my ankle. Ow. Ooh, there we go. I need to get food after this. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's like 12 p.m. for me. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, these enemies don't drop the thing. Oops. Oopsies. Oh yeah, we are never doing this jump quest stuff like ever again. Let's see if we get to level 75 today. Like, at least that far in. Oh, wait, did I at least get the other? I didn't get the other quest. Why am I like this? I'm so forgetful. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, jump, please. There you go. Okay. You know, now that I think about it, one thing that naturally bothers me a lot is when there are people out there who are like, okay, it's kind of the reason why you see at the bottom of my screen here, it says daily reminder and all that. Is simply exactly that. Because there are some people out there who can't seem to differentiate fiction from reality. Or, you know, in other words, like, alternatively, people not knowing that the voice actors are just doing their job voicing characters. And one, they didn't make the character. Two, someone had to voice the character. You can't have a silent character, like, quite literally. And the third reason, did I say that was their job? Like, it's their job, then I said it's like the character has to have the voice. And three, it's fiction. It's not even real to begin with. They're not going to harm you. So yeah, it's something I see so frequently, and it makes me get angrier and angrier every time I see it. And like, maybe one day I'm actually gonna make a proper video just pretty much calling out everyone who does that, because people who do that are not right in the head. And I apologize, but it is the truth, because you're supposed, like, you don't do that. spam these. Okay, just doing this all so quickly. Okay, I think I'm running out of things to talk about, and also vocal rest in the mix. Okay, just spam. Okay, almost level 70, which is fun. Yay, level 70! I think we could get to 75. At least do the Maple Alliance quest to end off the stream. Would love to do that. And also, I really should, like, end it at some point because I have to get the fan changed in my room so it's not, like, awkwardly silent in the background. Okay, let's get these things so they don't take space. Jump down. Okay, let's do this. spam. Spam the skill. I just keep thinking about things, and I'm like, I kind of wanted it to be tomorrow. Just because. Oh, there we go. Level up. Let's also dump these because I don't need them. Okay, get this. Oops. There we go. Yay! Let's go here. Let's go to a different area. Wait, should I actually... Okay, now we could go here. Okay, there we go. You know, I can't think, now that I think about it, there's this one particular thing that annoys me when, like, with, like, certain, like, pairing, I guess. Where people are like, where some people are like, kind of say like, oh, you can't shift this because of like some dumb reason here. And the dumb reason, I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to like completely call it out. But basically, the trope is similar to a certain official couple in the Trails franchise. Specifically, the first saga, because that's where the characters were introduced in, that's where they were introduced in the first time. Like, it's like related to, like, it's has the tropes, the situation, I mean, is similar to that of two characters from Trails in the Sky. And I like to point out it's their first appearance, because they appear, like, in other parts of the series as well. And I say it's similar because in Trails in the Sky, okay, there's these two characters. They're the official couple. But in the beginning of the story, it is shown that, like, basically... I can't explain spoiler reasons, but basically... this character's dad... Oh, wow, it's gonna end up being similar. Basically, there's this girl. Her dad found a boy who's actually a year older than her. Which is interesting because she likes to consider herself the older sibling. I mean, not older, like older sister figure. They're not related, by the way. She likes to think of herself as the older one, even though she actually isn't. This is, by the way, I'm talking about Trails in the Sky. Basically, this girl, her dad, like, spoiler reasons, there's a spoiler, like, regarding, like, the boys, situation. But basically, after, like, what happens, like, which is revealed later on, like, he takes in this kid who is a year older than his daughter. And they're close, the girl and the guy. Basically, they, like, how do I put this? Basically, in short, they're the official couple because things happen and they realize that they do have feelings for each other, like, as, like, individuals. And that's more or less how I can explain it, because I don't want to explain too much, because of obvious reasons. I don't know, it's spoilers, because it's Trails in Sky, and Trails has a lot of, like, lore-heavy, like, events going on. But the point being, like, the situation between those two characters in Trails in Sky is identical to that of, like, this other situation. Except the difference is not an official couple, it's just a ship. A pairing that people enjoy. And that is why, like, that is, like, basically knowing that example, and then there are people who say such stupid things about this other thing, and I'm like, guys, the situation is near identical to that of this other thing. And I'm like, basically, it's like, I don't even have to be aware of, like, terms, to obviously know that it's literally the identical situation. Anyways, let's see. Let's go sell this stuff. I'll just do that. But basically, I guess, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, the situation, it's identical to that. So basically, when I see comments where people are like, oh, you can't ship this one pair, it's like, even though there is actually a series out there, a franchise, called Trails, that does the exact same thing. And I'm not kidding, it really is the same thing, essentially. The difference is the characters, obviously, and the other reasons. So it's like... So as someone who obviously likes that official couple, because it is, like... yeah, there's a lot of layers. Like, things and, like, other pairings, certain pairings, like, it's like, seeing something like, seeing those particular comments annoy the heck out of me. Because it's like, what if those people, like, what if some of those people are aware of, like, Trails, and they're okay with the Trails example, but not for this other thing that has the exact same situation? I wouldn't say the exact same. I just say it's similar because it's a good example to say, like, it's literally, like, similar, like, tropes being used and all that. So, like, if there are some people... Ow. If there are some people aware of that, it's like... It annoys me. Oh god, please do this quicker. I got my eye. Ow. And basically the point being, it's like, it's literally similar. Which is why I kind of pointed out, because it's a good example to, like, proving how, like, some people, their arguments make 0 sense. So yeah, that is just something I want to randomly mention because it's, like, kind of bothering me sometimes. Of course, I don't want to go into full detail about it because I think some of you might kind of comment on it. Which is why I kept vague on it, so I don't have to, like, yeah. The point being... The point being, something like that annoys me to no end. And, like, I get, like, the whole, like, translation specifics, but basically, even without, like, that, I obviously could tell, because Trails uses the same terminology. And people are fine with it, like, 100%. I'm pretty sure if some of those, toxic people, like, heard of Trails, they might end up saying the same thing, even though it's explicitly clear. I I swear, like, if some of those toxic people are aware of trails and they're like, oh, it's fine there, like, I will lose it. I will completely lose it. Okay, let's do this. But yeah, if I see comments where, like, there's, like, hypocrite, like, comments, like, hypocritical, I don't know the word, but basically someone who says something even though they, like, are okay with this other thing, like, which makes no apparent sense, like, contradictory. Basically, like, obviously those kind of comments annoy me, and, like, yeah. I don't know what I was trying to say, but, like, if I see such comments, I'll just, like, will call it out, because... Actually, no, I think what I'm trying to say is, like, if I see those comments, but it's, like, people who are okay with it, it's, like, I don't like that. It's, like, why are some people like that? It's like, okay, you're, like, bothered by this one thing, but this other series that does the exact same thing with the same terminology is apparently okay. Like, what? It's like, it makes no sense. Like, it annoys me, and every single time I see such arguments, I think back on Trails, where it uses the exact same terminology. And it's okay. Like, I hope this makes sense, because... like, I don't know how to put it better in better words. Anyways. Okay, almost to level 75. I want to level to 75 before I end things off. So, try our best to get to the level as quickly as possible. Come on. First, let's get back. Also, once again, I'm not gonna, like, think of all that stuff. Too much. The whole, like, thing where I have, like, trails and stuff. Anyways. Like this a little bit longer. Oh, I hate the reverse, like, ailment in this game. Well, not too bad, but if you're like trying to, like, fight bosses in this game, it's really annoying. Spamming. Almost there. I really like this, like, area. One of my favorite areas because the music's so nice. I remember when I was like first started playing Maplestory and when I actually was exploring a lot of the places in the game. Even though like I was a low level. Like this was easily one of my like favorite places back then. Cause it's just so peaceful. I say as we're doing this, but the music's just really nice and it's like easily became one of my favorite places. I haven't even done this quest yet. I've just been fighting these enemies and I haven't looted all the items I need. Lovely. Oh no. Also, while playing this game, like, right now, like, I'm just like remembering that like when people made these like I don't know if people still do because it's like been like I don't think the trend is still around, but like you know like how people like kind of make sprites like from a custom generator or something related to Maplestory? Like they made these videos. And I think like a couple years ago, like the official Maplestory Twitter was like, "Hey, anyone remember these kind of things?" And it was like a huge nostalgia moment. And I will admit, I have sort of made some of them back then, but I deleted all the videos now, so they don't exist anymore. But I mean, hey, unless like someone miraculously saved like them, then I don't know. But the point being is that like it was like a thing that like a lot of people like enjoyed back then, like Maplestory related. But of course, when I started discovering Let's Players of like other kind of games, other types of games, I started to lose interest in all that stuff. So that's why like the original videos are deleted now because I didn't care. And then like about a couple years after that, I started Let's Playing, like doing Let's Plays on YouTube. And then of course it wasn't like too frequently because I was still like young and had very little experience with like recording stuff. Like if I had my original Let's Play like still available, well technically it is, but it's really really bad. It's so bad, the quality is so low, and it's the worst. But like I was young and I was like just like starting out. Of course I did swear a lot early on, so yeah. A lot of memories. Although some memories could rather stay under a blanket or something, I don't like it. There's some moments where I'm like, why did I do this? Or something. To be fair, I was young. I wasn't even like 19, like when a lot of that stuff happened, so. Yeah. Make of that what you will. Okay, okay, we are at level 75 now. Let's go do this quest quickly. Let's see if there's any unique dialogue with it. Okay. Oh, I should ask you, do you know about the Maple Alliance? It's a coalition of groups here in Maple World, all fighting against the Black Mage. And we've allied recently with the Pantheon Council of Grandis, so now Grandisian warriors are joining the fight too. You got top recommendations from a lot of the people you cross paths with, like High Priestess Fennel and the Shadow Dealers. If you're open to the idea, would you consider meeting with our Empress in Areve? And joining the Maple Alliance too? I wonder what the Alliance's people are like. I'm sure they're just as nice as everyone I've met so far. What should I do? You've made the right choice. Once you arrive in Rev, speak with Nineheart. He'll know who you are. Okay. I played this game for 12 years. I still don't know how to pronounce this place. I still don't know. Did Maplestory 2, before it shut down, kind of pronounce it? Like the name specifically? Because if so, I don't remember. Welcome to Reeve, the island of the Empress. I am Nineheart, the Cygnus Knights' tactician. You must be Lara. Welcome. Your reputation precedes you. Empress Cygnus herself has heard of your exploits. And now that the Alliance has come together, we finally have the chance to meet. Thank you for choosing to come here. Would you like to meet the Empress? I'll introduce you to her once you're ready. To Her Imperial Majesty, Empress Cygnus, I present Lara of Grandis. It's wonderful to finally meet you, Lara. I am Cygnus, Empress of Areve. Whatever. I've heard stories of your exploits as a Grandisian hero. I've also heard that you are an Anima Geomancer. As you may be aware, Maple World and Grandis are connected now. The fate of one is now tied to the other. So please, Lara, join our company of heroes from both Maple World and Grandis. Grandis and Maple World are both precious, beautiful places. I'll do whatever I can to help. This will prove to all that you are a full-fledged member of the Maple Alliance. I hope you find it useful. May the Alliance serve the needs of all. Okay, and just this thing. Oh yeah, and also, as we know, because I'm pretty sure it's not like a spoiler anymore, Grandis and Maple World are actually one and the same. Grandis is literally the galaxy where Maple World is, I think. More or less. I don't know. Oh, okay. Nice music. Anyways, let's leave. Oh, I'm still here. Let's get out of here. Let's use our last scroll to go here. There you go. Anyways, I think this is a good place to end things here. So between streams, I'm just gonna level immediately to 100. Okay, so basically from now until the next time we stream, I'll level this character to level 100 so we could do the forced job advancement on stream and then pretty much go from there. And unlike the other characters, Lara doesn't have like much story with her, which is surprising. Where is it? Let's see. I still haven't finished. Oh yeah, only one left. I still have to finish Ho Young's thing. Okay, there is at least like, yeah. Guessing this 4th job in level 200. If so, then I should definitely wait until, I guess we'll do one stream, and then I'll stream again when I'm close to... What's this telling me? Oh. I defeated 97 of these. Wow. Anyway, so I think based on Lara's story, I think the next time I should stream is only when I'm around level 100 and level 200. So, like between streams, I could just like level grind for the most part. I'm not sure about the plan yet. Depending on how things go, that is. I don't know. Yeah, I'll figure things out. Oh yeah, I also want to mention... Oh my god. I really don't like the fact that like some of these areas are so much later on. Oh yeah, these are essentially equivalent to arcane symbols, by the way. Jeez. Oh yeah, max level 300 in this game, by the way. Anyway, so next time I should be around level 100, so we could do the 4th job advancement on stream. And then the next time I probably will stream after that will be when I'm close to level 200. So that's the plan, and I think that's mostly it related to Maplestory. Of course, we'll still have some things to talk about, so do not worry. We'll fill in the silence, as per usual. So anyway, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.